Hi, I'm Ken Rucker of Speed Bump Stockworks. We're here today to show you the new Bump Buster Gold, the new generation of my Bump Buster recoil system. The heart of the new Bump Buster Gold is this gold cylinder. It's a new cylinder designed specifically for this application for Speed Bump Stockworks. It's not available on the market to anybody else but us. This is what the new Bump Buster unit looks like. The part that sticks out of the back of the gun still appears the same as the other unit. Here's the new gold cylinder that's inside your stock, and we have a new method of attaching the back to the unit. Alright, we're going to show you the new disassembly procedure. This is a unit that I just finished for a customer. We'll use it for our take apart put together. First, take a 3/32 Allen wrench, hold a little pressure on the back of the unit, and unscrew this little set screw that's right below the recoil pad. There's two screws in the same hole. The first screw is just a lock screw. Take it out and lay it aside. Then go right back in the same hole and unscrew the other screw that's in there. And it's kind of long-winded. It's going to take you a few seconds to unscrew it. Take it all the way out. It looks like this. It's no longer just a screw that clamps on the shaft of the cylinder. It's a screw with a pin made on the end of it. And the reason for that, when I pull the back end off, you can see that in the new model there's a hole through the piston shaft for the pin on the end of that screw to go through. So the back end is securely pinned to the unit. Now we're going to take the unit out of the stock. Loosen both screws, the top screw, bottom screw, lay them aside. Still the same 3/32 Allen wrench. Then grasp the unit in your hand, simply slide it out of the back of the stock. To adjust the recoil tension on the hydraulic cylinder, get a hold of this knurled cap. There's no longer a screw or anything to unlock. You just get a hold of the cap and turn it. And you can see it's marked off from 1 to 4 and has a lock position at each end of that. The lock position at past 1 actually locks the cylinder out so that it doesn't work. The index for the dial is this small hole located in one of the flat sides of the cylinder. Simply line up the dial on top to the hole in the side of the cylinder. As in the other cylinder, always air to the high side. If you think that you're getting too much recoil, everybody's tendency is to go to a lower number on this dial. You want to go to a higher number. And a very slight turn of the dial makes a large difference in the recoil reduction. As with the other Bump Buster units, you've still got a return and helper spring that's located around the piston shaft. Anytime you've got the back of the unit off, be careful that you don't lose that spring out. It has to be there for it to work. To assemble, just slide it back in the stock, tighten up the two screws that hold the stock plate to the stock. Now, we've got the unit back in the stock. To adjust the length to pull, without taking the unit out of the stock, loosen the two screws on the side of the stock plate with a 7/64 wrench. Then take the little knurled spanner wrench that comes in your toolkit, plug it into the two holes in the threaded body, and simply turn the wrench to adjust the unit out. You can see we made it that much longer all of a sudden. When you get it where you want it, take the same 7/64 Allen wrench and snug these screws up. They don't have to be real tight, they just got to be good and snug. To reassemble the back end of the unit, just like the old unit, you have to drop the recoil pad down so that you can see what you're doing. Do it like that. Make sure that the hole in the piston shaft is turned crossways so that the set screw can go into it. Slide the back assembly on and be sure that your piston shaft is relatively flush with the bushing that it fits in this area right here. And take the set screw with the pin end, 3/32 Allen wrench, reassemble it just like you took it apart. Screw it all the way in, make sure it's tight. Then take the lock screw, that was the first screw we took out, screw it in tight to the end of the screw you just put in. This is one telltale of whether you've got the unit together right or not. You can't have it together wrong if you do this, but this little set screw should be just past flush with the end of this plate. Then you simply Put your pad back in place and tighten it up. When you get the pad back in place, now you're ready to shoot.